Hi, welcome to another session of Revit Family Academy. I'm going to show you a short demonstration just how to technique how to make your building parts of your building stand out and kind of de-emphasizing other areas of the building. So we'll just jump right in. What we have here is just a part of one of the training models. So I want to, for whatever reason, look at an elevation view of this building. And it's a bad example, but let's say I want to extract from this and I want to highlight this part of the building, but anything in the background. Let's create a quick wall here to, let's say I have other information that I don't want to stand out. So I'm going to look here and I want this part of the building to pop out, but not the other parts. So if I click on that, oops, I gotta pull this out here. Okay, so let's pull that out there and let's look at my building. Okay, so this is curtain wall, but let's change that to a wall. Let's leave it for now. Change it to a generic wall. Okay, so let's say I want to have this pop out. These kind of de-emphasize. They're in the background. So what you can do is just make a masking region, and you can put a masking region around this whole area. And again, on your masking region, I should change my line types to here, just so I don't see this line. So I'll change that to a invisible line. And what a masking region does, it basically masks out all building elements except for annotative objects. Okay, so I'm going to find that masking region edge. And sometimes that's the only problem, it's hard to see. Once I hide that, I pick on that. And what I can do is I can right click on this and I can override element. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to transparency and I can set the transparency down to say, 20. And what it does, it basically allows the object to see through and gives a little 20% dither. But we can go further than that. And now I can edit this again. I'm going to edit the boundary. And I'm going to go use the pick lines tool. I'm going to basically cut a hole. I'm just going to cut the basics on this. Cut a hole in this building. And I'll use my trim tools. Okay, trim this up, and finish that. So, whoops, and again, this should be using the invisible lines for this. So I've cut a hole saying do a dither on this area, but none in this area. So I'll finish that. So now I've de-emphasized this part. Okay, and again, if I wanted to emphasize, say, a part of the window, then I could just obviously edit this sketch or pull this in and say it's really, I want to focus on this window, let's say, for instance, on my particular view. So you can see I've de-emphasized this area and highlighted that area. You can do that anywhere. You can do it on a floor plan, do the same thing. So floor plan, let's say I want to highlight this area, whatever reason, I can do a masking region, use my hidden lines or invisible lines, create my box around this whole area. And then I want to use pick lines and I want to pick around here. So forth, use the trim command, cut this up. Check that. And again, I cut a hole in my mask. Now I won't gonna see anything because I've masked it out. So I'm pick on that and I'll right click and then I'll go to override element. I could pick category as well, and set my transparency to say 30 this time and hit OK, and it kind of dithers everything else out and leaves that popping out. So there's your technique on how to emphasize parts of your building model using the masking region. Thanks for watching.